Hi everyone, this is Mahendra and I welcome you all to Luar's classes. How are you all? Doing well? Doing good? Or waiting for the reopening of schools? So today in this video we shall learn about upstream downstream, a very important concept with respect to 10th class, with respect to CBSE board examination, with respect to future government examinations. After finishing 11th and 12th or after finishing graduation, when you aspire for any government examination or when you aspire to become a government officer, then you write some government examination. In that you are going to have definitely one question related to upstream downstream. So if you master this concept, if you are good in this concept, that is going to be helpful in 10th class and even in the future. Okay, most of the children, they feel they find difficulty in solving problems related to upstream downstream, but I feel that if you know three things, easily you can solve any problem related to upstream downstream. The first thing is, you should know the meaning of upstream and speed of the boat in case of upstream. Second thing is, you should know the meaning of downstream and speed of the boat in case of downstream. Third thing is a very simple formula: speed is equals to distance by time. If you know these three things, easily you can understand and solve a problem related to upstream downstream. Okay, so without delaying, we shall learn the concept of upstream downstream and we shall solve some problems based on upstream downstream. So let me open the file. It's class time, it's show time. Right. So welcome to Luhar's class once again, and one important thing, if you like the content, if you feel that content is useful, if you feel that if I share the video, children who are studying in 10th class will get benefit, will have some use, then please subscribe to Luhar's classes, share the video among your friends, among your seniors, among your juniors who are in 10th class, so that they can get the maximum benefit of this channel. And by the way, as I informed earlier, Mahendra sir will be teaching chemistry and physics also on this channel, 9th and 10th chemistry and physics, and I am planning a very great thing for all the kids of 9th and 10th. So see that this channel is known by most of the kids of 9th and 10th, so that they get maximum benefit. Okay, so now we shall learn about upstream downstream. Before going to problems, let us learn the concept of upstream, let us learn the concept of downstream. Okay, upstream. Now first we learn about downstream. First we shall learn about downstream. But before upstream downstream, we learn one more concept. Do you know river? One second, okay. Do you know river? In river we'll have water, and water flows in the river. Water flows in the river. For example, water is flowing from A to B. Just one second, yeah. For example, water is flowing from A to B. So here, this water, will it have some speed? Can I say that water is flowing with some speed? Can I say that the speed of water is 3 kmph, speed of water is 4 kmph, speed of water is 20 kmph? Can I say that thing? Yes, I can say that thing. So here, let me assume the speed of water as x kmph, x kilometer per hour. Let me assume the speed of, so a speed of water is also called as speed of current. Speed of water is also called as speed of current. Speed of water is also called as speed of stream. So these three things, these three phrases have same meaning. Speed of stream, speed of water, or speed of current, or speed of stream. These three phrases have same meaning. Okay, done. So we have assumed the speed of stream or speed of current or speed of water as x kmph. Now, do you know still water? Sir, what is still water, sir? Still water is the water which is not moving. Sir, where to get example of still water? In your home, you take a bowl. In your home, you take a bowl, and in that bowl, you pour some water. You pour some water and just leave the bowl undisturbed for a few minutes. Leave the bowl undisturbed for a few minutes. Then in that bowl will have water. So that water is still water. Sir, that is okay, sir. But in real life, no, it is real life only. But give us some more examples of still water, sir. It is not fair, sir. So the water present in the lake, the water present in the pond. Okay, so these all are examples of still water. Nice, sir. Good example, sir. But now tell us, why did you suddenly shift to still water? Now my question is, you take a paper boat. You take a paper boat and you leave the paper boat. Or take some boat. You take some boat and leave the boat in moving water. Will it move? Will it move? Yes, it will move. It will move. But the same boat you place in still water. Will it move? It won't move. Will it move? It won't move. Okay. But here, for example, there is a person, like, for example, it is a motor boat. It is a motor boat. So if you turn on the motor and if you just place that boat in the still water, will it move? Yes, it will move. Next, what about speed of boat? It depends on us. Okay, it depends on us actually. Okay, so here what I mean to say is there is a boat, okay, and the speed of that boat in still water is y kmph. I want to say speed of boat in still water is y kmph. Speed of boat in still water is y kmph. Did you get me? We have a boat. That boat we have placed in still water. It will not move. But if a person rows it, or if a person just switch on the motor and if he starts moving it, then it moves. So speed of the boat in still water is y kmph. Did you get me? There is a boat. That boat, if you place in the still water, it won't move. But if a person starts rowing in the sense moving it, you may say, sir, what is rowing, sir? Like this, ROWING. It is rowing. Okay. So if a person starts rowing the boat, then it will move. Okay. Or the boat is a speed boat or motor boat. Then if you just turn on the motor and if you just accelerate it, it starts moving. So speed of the boat in still water is y kmph. Now my question is, there is a boat whose speed is y kmph, and that boat, if it is placed in the running water, if it is placed in running water, if it is placed in running water, then can I know what is the speed of the boat? Okay, so before that, let me explain about downstream and upstream. We'll understand the meaning of downstream and upstream. So till now we have learned just two things. What we have learned? We have learned that, not we have learned, we have assumed that speed of water is x kmph, speed of boat in still water is y kmph. Did you get me? Just two things we have assumed here. Now we'll learn about downstream. We'll learn about downstream. Downstream is very simple. If the water is moving from A to B, if the water is moving from A to B, and if our boat is also moving from A to B, then it is called as the situation of downstream. That means the movement of boat, the direction of movement of boat and the direction of flow of water is same. Both should move in same direction. If the boat and water, if they are moving in same direction, we call it as downstream. Simple thing. Sir, what is downstream, sir? Downstream is nothing but if the boat and water, if they are moving in same direction, then we call it as a case of downstream. Now my question is, there is a boat whose speed is y kmph. That boat, if you place in the still water, in the moving water, and that is the situation of downstream, will the speed of boat will increase or decrease? Will the speed of boat increase or decrease? Boat is moving from A to B, water is also moving from A to B. So here the speed of boat will increase or decrease. Speed of boat will increase. Speed of boat will increase. Now can I know the speed of the boat now, new speed of the boat? Can I know the new speed of the boat? So here the new speed of the boat will be y plus x kmph. That means speed of the boat, speed of the boat, speed of the boat in downstream will be y plus x kmph. Sir, it is not clear, sir. It is not clear. Okay, so let me make it clear. Now here, speed of boat, let me assume speed of boat as 40 kmph. Let me assume. And speed of water is 30 kmph. So you have a boat whose speed is 40 kmph, and that boat you have placed in the water whose speed is 30 kmph. And both are moving in same direction. So I want you people to tell me what is the speed of boat in downstream, what is the new speed of the boat. So new speed of the boat will be 40 plus 30, that is 70 kmph. That is 70 kmph. Did you get me? So here downstream is the case in which the water and boat, both of them moving same direction. Both of them moving same direction. If boat and water, if they are moving in same direction, then you can say that it is a downstream case. And in case of downstream, speed of the boat will increase. In case of downstream, speed of the boat will be y plus x kmph. What is y? Speed of the boat in still water. What is x? Speed of the water, speed of the current, speed of the stream. Done? Dear, is it clear? Here it's clear, sir. Now take some break. Have some break, sir. Kit Kat, have a break. Okay. Have some break, and then explain us about upstream, sir. Have some break, sir. So let me have some break. Yeah. So now we learn about upstream. We shall learn about upstream. Upstream means opposite direction. So here if our boat is moving from B to A, and if our water is moving from A to B, then that situation, that case is about upstream. Do you get me? Upstream is opposite direction. If the water is moving from A to B, if boat is moving from B to A, then that is a case of upstream. Okay, so in case of upstream, speed of the boat will increase or decrease. Speed of the boat will increase or decrease. Speed of the boat will decrease. Speed of the boat will decrease. If speed of the boat will decrease, what is the speed of the boat then? What is the speed of the boat? Speed of the boat will be speed of boat in still water. Speed of boat in still water minus speed of boat in still water minus speed of water. So that will be equal to y minus x kmph. Now remember one thing, if you are finding the speed of the boat in case of upstream, always do speed of boat minus speed of water. Always do speed of boat minus speed of water. Sir, why we should do this thing, sir? Without telling reason, you are saying always do this thing. How to believe us? How to believe you, sir? That is not fair, sir. First tell reason, then we'll believe you. The reason is if the speed of the boat is 30 kmph and speed of water is 40 kmph, so will the boat move forward? Will it move forward? It won't move forward. It won't move forward. So always the boat can move front. The boat can move front if the speed of boat is greater than speed of water. Speed of boat is greater than speed of water. Did you get me? Sir, we got you, sir. Okay. So here, this is very important thing. Speed of boat in upstream means speed of boat minus speed of water, that is y minus x, and always the speed of boat will be more than speed of water. Done? Okay. Now we shall start solving problems. In my next video, not next video exactly, in the upcoming videos I'll discuss problems of R.D. Sharma also. Okay. R.D. Sharma also will discuss. Sir, you are telling from so many days, sir. I will teach physics, I will teach chemistry. I will teach physics, I will teach chemistry. But where is chemistry with physics, sir, actually? I'll bring. Not bring, I'll teach. Within a short. So now we'll solve some problems. We shall solve some problems. Chalo, it's problems time. So this is the first problem. What is the question here? Ritu can row downstream 20 kilometers in 2 hours and upstream 4 kilometers in 2 hours. Find her speed of rowing in still water and speed of the current. Okay. So find her speed of rowing in still water means we want speed of boat in still water. We want speed of boat in still water. Do you get me? You got you, sir. Next, speed of current. It means we want speed of water. So we need speed of boat, we need speed of water, speed of current. So let us So Ritu can row downstream 20 kilometers in 2 hours and upstream 4 kilometers in 2 hours. Okay. So let us assume let the speed of boat in still water be x kmph, x kilometer per hour. Next, speed of current be y kmph. Okay, so let me change color for better understanding. X kmph and y kmph. Done. So first we'll take the case of downstream. We shall consider the case of downstream. So Ritu can row downstream 20 kilometers in 2 hours. So distance traveled by Ritu in case of downstream is 20 kilometers. I am writing DD, distance in case of downstream. Distance in case of downstream is 20 kilometers. Nice. Next, what is time here? Time is 2 hours. So time in case of downstream is 2 hours. Okay. What is the meaning of downstream? In case of downstream, the boat and water move in same direction. Now we had distance, we had time, we need speed. So can I know the speed of boat in case of downstream? So first you write, sir. Yeah, speed of boat in downstream. Speed of boat in downstream will be equal to what? It will be equal to speed of boat plus speed of water. So speed of boat is x kmph, speed of water is y kmph, x plus y kmph. Done? Right. So we have distance, we have time, we have speed. Now we shall use the relationship between speed, distance and time. So we know that speed is equal to distance by time. So speed is x plus y, distance is, what is distance? Distance is 20, time is 2, 2 ones are, 2 tens are, x plus y is equal to 10. This is everyone's equation number 1. Now we'll consider upstream. We shall consider upstream. So can I know the distance traveled by Ritu in case of upstream? Sir, it's 4 kilometers. It's 4 kilometers. So distance traveled in case of upstream is 4 kilometers. Can I know the time in case of upstream? Sir, it's 2 hours. Is it 2 hours? Yes, it is 2 hours. So it's 2 hours. Can I know the speed of the boat in case of upstream? Sir, this thing I write completely. So speed of boat in upstream, SU, is equals to speed of boat minus speed of water. Sir, how to remember this, sir? So tell us some logic so that we can do magic. Okay. So to do logic, you need magic. I'll tell the logic. First, generally we have alphabets A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So here we have B, here we have W. First we'll have B, next we'll have W. So remember this one. Speed of boat minus speed of water. First B, then W. Done? What a logic, sir. Right. So now speed of boat minus speed of water. Speed of boat is X. Speed of water is Y. Did I take correctly? Yes, it's correct. So now X minus Y kmph, kilometer per hour. So now it's time to apply the formula. Speed is equal to distance by time. What is speed? Speed is X minus Y. Sir, let me write up. Here we have some space. There is some space here. Speed is equal to distance by time. Speed is X minus Y. Distance is 4. Time is 2. 2 1s are 2 2s are. X minus Y is equal to 2. This is equation number 2. Now we'll add equation 1 and 2 to get the answer. So what we'll do? We'll do equation number 1 plus equation number 2. So equation number 1 is X plus Y is equals 10. Equation number 2 is X minus Y is equal to 2. So if I add these two, X plus X is 2X, plus Y minus Y get cancelled. 10 plus 2 is 12. We'll have X is equals to 12 by 2. We'll have X is equal to 6. That you fix. So X is 6 kmph. Now we'll find the value of Y. Substitute X is equal to 6 in equation number 1. Equation number 1 is X plus Y is equal to 10. 6 plus Y is equal to 10. Y is equals to 4. So we got value of X and value of Y. What is X here? X is speed of boat. What is Y here? Speed of current. You can say speed of water. Okay, right. One important thing is, after doing calculation, if you get speed of water more than speed of water, if you get speed of water more than speed of boat, that means you have done some calculation mistake. So what you should do? You have to say piche mud. That means you should do the calculation once again. Okay, always speed of water will be less than speed of boat. Always speed of boat will be more than speed of water. Done. So I'll give you time of 1 minute. In 1 minute, try to recap. In the meantime, I'll take some break. Done. So let me show question also. By the way, this question is from NCERT actually. In the next video, I'll try to bring some R.D. Sharma questions. Yeah. Now next question. Next question is, a boat goes 30 km upstream and 44 km downstream in 10 hours. Okay, in 13 hours it can go 40 km upstream and 55 km downstream. Determine the speed of the stream and that of the boat in still water. So same thing, you have to find the speed of the water and we have to find the speed of the boat in still water. Same thing, we have to find the speed of the boat in still water, we have to find the speed of the stream. So let speed of the stream, sorry, let speed of the boat, let speed of the boat in still water, be x kmph. Next, speed of the current, you can say current, you can say water, speed of the current be y kmph. Okay, now we'll start our journey. We'll take case number 1. In case number 1, what do we have? So this is case number 1. And this is case number 2. Okay, this is case number 2. Two cases. So we'll take case number 1. In case number 1, a boat goes 30 kilometer upstream, and 44 kilometer downstream in 10 hours. So first we'll take the case of upstream. In case of upstream, can I know the distance traveled by boat in case of upstream? So distance traveled by boat in case of upstream is 30 kilometers. Distance traveled by boat in case of upstream is 30 kilometers. Good. Can I know the speed of the boat in case of upstream? We are speaking about upstream. So since we are speaking about upstream, we'll write upstream here. We shall write upstream. So yeah. So speed of the boat in case of upstream is what? Speed of the boat in case of upstream is what? Speed of boat minus speed of water. So speed of boat is x, speed of water is y. So speed of the boat in case of upstream is x minus y. Distance traveled by boat in case of upstream is 30 kilometers. So 30 kilometers. Distance traveled by boat in case of upstream is 30 kilometers. Now, do we know time? We don't know time. So we'll find time. We'll find time here by applying distance formula. Not by distance formula, speed formula. Speed is equal to distance by time. Time is equal to distance by speed. So here time in case of upstream will be distance is 30, speed is x minus y. Did you get me? Yeah, done. So now we'll discuss about downstream. Now my question is, can I know how many hours boat has taken to travel 30 kilometers in upstream? What is the answer? Answer is 30 by x minus y. Answer is 30 by x minus y. Now, speed of the boat in case of downstream, it will be equal to x plus y. Why x plus y? I'll write here. Speed of boat plus speed of water, which is equals to x plus y. Next, distance traveled by boat in case of downstream. distance traveled by boat in case of downstream is 44 kilometers. Now we'll find the time. Time, do we know? We don't know time. So time in case of downstream will be distance by speed, that is 44 by x plus y. Okay. Now my question is how much time boat has taken to travel 30 kilometers upstream and 44 kilometers downstream. Can I know the time taken by boat to travel 30 kilometers upstream and 44 kilometers downstream? So the time taken is 10 hours. So total time taken is 10 hours. Total time taken is 10 hours. So here, can I say that time taken in upstream plus time taken in downstream will be equal to 10 hours? Yes, I can say that thing. So time taken in case of upstream is 30 by x minus y, 30 by x minus y, and time taken in case of downstream is 44 by x plus y. 44 by x plus y, that is equal to 10. This is equation number 1. Sir, what a journey, sir. It's a long journey. Yes, it is a long journey. So I believe one thing, the thing is patience pays. So if you have patience, definitely you are going to get a good payment. Okay, done. So case number 1 completed. Now we'll look into case number 2. Case number 2. I think case number 2 will be simple because same thing, whatever thing we have done for case number 1, same thing we'll do for case number 2. Okay, so now case number 2. Case number 2. Again same thing, we'll take upstream and we'll take downstream. This is upstream, we'll take it downstream. We'll take it downstream. Can I know the distance traveled in case of upstream? Can I know the distance traveled by boat in case of upstream? It's 40 kilometers. It's 40 kilometers. So I'm taking capital D here. To avoid confusion, I'm taking capital D. Distance traveled in case of upstream is 40 kilometers. Is it 40 kilometers? It's 40 kilometers. Can I know? Can I know the speed of the boat in case of upstream? Same thing. It will be x minus y. Now let us find the time in case of upstream. So we know that speed is equal to distance by time. We know that time is equal to distance by speed. So we can say that time taken by boat in case of upstream will be 40 by x minus y. Did you get me? Right. Now we shall consider the case of downstream. We will take the case of downstream. Can I know the distance traveled by boat in case of downstream? It's 55 kilometers. It's 55 kilometers. It's 55 kilometers. 55 kilometers. Speed of the boat in case of downstream, it will be x plus y. Next, time taken in case of downstream. So time taken in case of downstream will be distance traveled in downstream by speed in case of downstream, which will be equal to 55 by x plus y. Okay, done. Now my question is, how much time or how many hours did boat take to travel 40 kilometers upstream and 55 kilometers downstream? How many hours did boat take to travel 40 kilometers upstream and 55 kilometers downstream? So it's 13 hours. It's 13 hours. So total time taken is 13 hours. So can I say that time taken in upstream plus time taken in downstream is equal to 13 hours? Yes, we can say. So here we'll have 40 by x minus y plus 55 by x plus y is equal to 13, and this is our equation number 2. Sir, what is this, sir? This is solution. Okay. So whenever you listen to such big solutions, remember one thing, that is patience, patience pays. Okay. Remember this thing. Right. So now we have to solve both the equations to find the value of x and y. Done. So the first equation is 30 by x minus y. 30 by x minus y plus 44 by x plus y is equals to 10. Now second equation is second equation is 40 by x minus y plus 55 by x plus y is equals to 13. Now we have to solve these two equations to find the value of x and y. So we'll apply some logic before doing magic. Let me assume, let 1 by x minus y is equals to a and 1 by x plus y is equals to b. So first we'll check it out that did we write correctly. Yes, it's correct. So if I assume 1 by x minus y as a, 1 by x plus y as b, what will I get? I am going to get, if I use first equation, I am going to get 30a plus 44b is equals to 10. We'll assume this as equation number 3. Now from equation number 2, I am going to get 40a plus 55b is equals to 13. This is equation number 4. Did we do any mistake? No mistake. Now we'll solve equation number 3 and 4 to find the value of a and b. Then we'll use a and b to find the value of x and y. It's a long journey. So what you should remember? Patience pays. Done. So here we have 30a, here we have 40a. If I multiply equation 3 with 4 and equation 4 with 3, and if I subtract, I'll get the answer. So let me multiply equation number 3 with 4. What will I get here? 4 into 30a is 120a. 4 into 44b, 44 into 4. 4 4s are 16. We'll have 176. So plus 176b is equals to 4 10s are 40. Done. Now we'll multiply equation number 4 with 3. 3 40s are 120. Sorry, 3 40a is a 120a. 3 into 55. 55 into 3 is how much? 5. 3 5s are 15. 165 will have. So plus 165b, that equal to 3 13s is 39. I hope you got the calculation. Did you get? Yes, I hope you got. See, it's very simple thing. You are multiplying equation number 3 with 4. So 4 into 30a, 120a, 4 into 44b, it's 176b, 4 into 10 is 40. Next, multiplying equation number 4 with 3, 3 into 40a, 120a, 3 into 55b, 165b, 3 into 13 is 39. Now what we will do? We'll subtract. So when we subtract, sign will change, minus, minus, minus. So let me subtract here. If I subtract 120a minus 120 get cancelled, 176b minus 165b is how much? It's 11b. That equal to 1. Is it 1? It's 1. So we'll have 11b is equals to 1. We'll have b is equals to 1 by 11. Did we do correctly? Yes. Now, but we have b as 1 by x plus y. So 1 by x plus y is equals to 1 by 11. We'll cross multiply, we'll get 11 is equals to x plus y. And this is our equation number 5. Sir, how many equations, sir? Only 6 equations. Now, we'll find the value of a. So what we will do? Substitute b is equals to 1 by 11 in equation number 3. In equation number 3. So we'll take equation number 3. Equation number 3 is 30a plus 44b is equals to 10. So 30a plus 44b. 44 into b. b is what? 1 by 11. 1 by 11 is equals to 10. 11 1s are, 11 4s are. So 30a plus 4 is equals to 10. 30a is equal to 6. a is equals to 6 by 30. Will have a is equals to 6 by 30. 6 1s are, 6 5s are. We got the value of a as 1 by 5, but we know that a is 1 by x minus y, that equal to 1 by 5. If I cross multiply, I am going to get 5 is equals to x minus y. I'll get 5 is equals to x minus y. This is our equation number 6. Now, if you solve 5 and 6, we will get value of x and y. So let me change the page. So equation number 5 was 11 is equals to x plus y. Equation number 5. Equation number 6 was 5 is equals to x minus y. This is equation number 6 that we fix. So let me add both the equations. If I add both the equations, what will I get here? Let me mention here equation. One second. Yeah, equation 5 plus equation number 6. Equation 5 is 11 is equals to x plus y. Equation number 6 is 5 is equals to x minus y. If I add both of them, 11 plus 5 is 16. Plus y minus y get cancelled. We'll have 2x. So 8 is equals to x. Okay. Now we'll find the value of y. Substitute x is equals to 8 in equation number 5. So 11 is equals to x plus y. 11 is equals to 8 plus y. We'll have finally 3 is equals to y. 3 is equals to y. So speed of the boat in still water. Speed of the boat in still water is 8 kmph and speed of the current is 3 kmph. speed of the current is 3 kA. Done. So in this case also we got speed of boat greater than speed of water. So we have done calculation correctly and we need not to say piche mode. Done. I hope the solution is clear to everyone. If it is not clear, please re-listen. You please re-listen. Okay. And if you have any doubt in the solution, in the concept, please mention in the comment section so that Mahendra sir can use more better technology to make you understand, because understanding concept is very important than finishing concept. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, I'll teach physics and chemistry also on this channel. I'm just waiting for right time. I'm just doing the background work. If it is done, Mahendra sir is going to start 9th and 10th physics and chemistry. And as I mentioned earlier, Mahendra sir is planning something great for all the kids of 9th and 10th. So please share the video among your friends, among your juniors, among your seniors. Okay, so that they get maximum benefit of the channel. And please don't forget to subscribe to Lohar's classes, and please press on the bell icon so that you're going to get notification as soon as I upload the video. And within a few days I'll be going live on YouTube. So that you can just chat with me, you can just interact with me, you can just clarify your doubts on the spot. Okay, once everything is done, Mahendra sir will be going live on the YouTube. But as I say always, please spend some time for physical activity. Sir, what kind of physical activity? Games. Play games. Be away from gadgets, because healthy brain stays in the healthy body. Done. So we shall meet back in the next video. Till that time, stay home, stay safe, and just remember one thing: knowledge doesn't go in vain. So just go on learning. Okay, thank you then. Have a good day. Bye bye. Bye everyone.